Hi, I'm Rob Evans. I'm one of the civil engineering lecturers here at Nottingham Trent University, and I'm going to show you how understanding sandcastles helps us understand from an engineering point of view what's going on in the ground on construction projects. What I've got here is a pile of dry sand, fairly common soil, sand. If I try and make a sandcastle out of this dry sand, give it a bit of a tap, we don't get a very good sandcastle. It collapses under its own weight. However, if I use the same kind of sand but with a little bit of water in there, and I try and do exactly the same thing, make myself a good sandcastle, give it a bit of a tap, we get a sandcastle that stands up. It's now strong enough to support its own weight, nearly vertical walls on there. So just by adding a little bit of water to this material, we've completely changed the properties of it. Now, from an engineering point of view, we need to understand why that's happened. The water hasn't acted as a glue, it's not sticking the particles together. What is happening is our sand grains are now coated in water. And if you have a framework of sand grains all in contact with each other, that coating of water creates a surface tension in the gaps. And that creates a very slight, what we call soil suction, an attractive force pulling those sand grains together. And we've now got a much stronger material. So just a slight change in moisture completely changes the properties of this material. That's why soil is one of the most difficult and unpredictable materials for civil engineers to deal with. So we've made ourselves a nice sandcastle, adding a little bit of water. So logically, if we add a lot of water, it's going to get even stronger. So let's have a go at that. As you can see, clearly that hasn't happened. It's now become soft again and collapsed. Why is that? It's because the spaces in between those sand grains are now full of water, no more surface tension, and outward water pressure, which creates a weak material. So what we've seen is essentially the same material, soil, sand, totally change its material properties depending on how much water's in it. So this allows us to learn a little bit of basic information about sandcastles, but that informs us as geotechnical engineers about how soil behaves. So next time you have a summer holiday, build yourself a few sandcastles and learn a bit about civil engineering.